Welcome to the He's Got Issues Marvel's Comics Edition number 6. I'm John Cooney here to preview new Marvel Comics being released March 27th, 2013, beginning alphabetically with A plus X number 6. Kieran Gillen's Worlds Collide as Loki and Mr. Sinister team up. You didn't think the heroes would have all the fun, did you? Plus, Captain Marvel teams up with Wolverine. Now, actually, I think the Kieran Gillen, Loki and Mr. Sinister already appeared last issue, so I'm not sure what the other feature is on this issue. Next, we've got Age of Ultron number 3 of 10. For years, the heroes of the Marvel Universe have lived in fear that the artificial intelligence known as Ultron would one day evolve to fulfill its desire to wipe out all organic life and take over the Earth. That day has arrived. This massive 10-part Marvel Universe-spanning event is brought to you by Eisner Award-winning writer Brian Michael Bendis and comics legend Brian Hitch. We've got Astonishing X-Men number 60, part 2 of Extermination Event. With Nightcrawler wreaking havoc on the very fabric of reality, Wolverine calls in his street team. Confronted with the doppelganger of their dead friend, will the team be able to do what's necessary to stop him? Wolverine versus Wolverine? Next, we've got Deadpool Killustrated number 3 of 4. Deadpool carves his way through the annals of literature. Scrooge gets a visit from 3 bullets. Gulliver gets a swift death. Throw away your library card and buy this book. We've got Fantastic Four number 5 AU, an Age of Ultron tie-in. Will the rise of the artificial intelligence Ultron cause the premature end of the Fantastic Four's sojourn across time and space? We've got FF number 5, the mystery that is Medusa. And we've got Fury Max number 10, the final arc begins. Nick Fury comes face to face with Barracuda. See the origin of the fan favorite Punisher villain. We've got Gambit number 10, desperate to learn the Lady Thief's secret. Gambit joins Joel on a heist that may even be too much for him to handle, especially when the villainous Tombstone gets involved. And when Gambit's in over his head, who will answer his call for help? Here's a hint. She's the feisty, green-clad, roguish, Uncanny Avenger, and she may just have an opinion of her own on Gambit's extracurricular activities. We've got Guardians of the Galaxy number 1. There's a new rule in the galaxy. No one touches Earth. No one. Why has Earth become the most important planet in the galaxy? That's what the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to find out. Join the brightest stars in the Marvel Universe: Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and, wait for it, Iron Man, as they embark upon one of the most explosive and eye-opening chapters of Marvel now. These galactic Avengers are going to discover secrets that will rattle Marvel readers for years to come. Why wait for the movie? It all starts here. Next, we've got Journey into Mystery number 650, Berserker's gone. Well, you know. Sif battles to contain one of her Berserker pals' murderous rampage. Can't she come to terms with her new abilities and serve Asgard? The gut-ripping conclusion. We've got Marvel Universe Ultimate Spider-Man number 12. Spinning off of Disney XD and into your hands, it's the Ultimate Spider-Man. First, Iron Fist and Spider-Man must fight one another, or the world will be destroyed. Then, Spidey and his team must find a bomb in Midtown High on the day of their final exams. We've got Morbius the Living Vampire number 3. The hot new horror book continues. Morbius gets closer to 2 people who don't know the dark, deadly secret he carries. How does a fugitive remain hidden if his face is everywhere? We've got Powers Bureau number 3. Powers is back on track, guaranteed to ship. Another blockbuster chapter in this Eisner Award-winning Cops and Capes epic. Now that all Powers cases are federal cases, Agents Walker and Pilgrim must learn to live by the new rules. But how do you obey the rules when the bad guys ignore them? Next, we've got Scarlet Spider number 15, In the Midst of Wolves, part 2 of 3, Retribution. Lines will be crossed as the most savage fight this book has ever seen concludes. We kid you not, Scarlet Spider will never be the same after this issue. We've got Superior Spider-Man number 6 AU, an Age of Ultron tie-in. The Superior Spider-Man enters the Age of Ultron. And next, we've got Thunderbolts number 7, Emotions Run High. We've got Ultimate Comics Wolverine number 2 of 4, Jimmy's hunting down ghosts from his past. Or is it the ghosts who are hunting him? What's the deadly secret of Project Mother Vine? And why was Wolverine so desperate to shut it down? A mysterious woman from Logan's past crosses paths with him again. What is her connection to Jimmy? We've got Uncanny Avengers number 5. Wonder Man, Wasp, and Sunfire join the team just in time for Grim Reaper's revenge. Tension between the team builds as Havoc's leadership is questioned. The death of a major character at the hands of an Avenger in broad daylight. Next, we've got Uncanny X-Force number 3. This is it. Bishop versus Uncanny X-Force. Bishop has amazing new powers that help him take down X-Force, but how did Bishop get the new power? We've got Wolverine and the X-Men number 27. Jason Aaron and Eisner Award-winning best artist Ramon Perez continue the arc that readers will remember for years to come. Dog Logan is back, and Wolverine is in for a world of hurt. The students are on their own in the Savage Land with no supervision. Uh-oh. We got X-Men Legacy number 8. Refusing Wolverine's offer to join the X-Men, David Haller must now decide exactly how he'll carry out his father's legacy. But upon venturing into the world on his own, will he be beckoned back to Westchester by his budding fascination with young X-Men blindfold? And more importantly, how will their future together change the fate of mutant kind? And we've got Young Avengers number 3. Fight scene? Probably. Another one? Yeah, but this time it's in a club. Plentiful feels, aka meaningful emotional character beats for people who aren't on Tumblr, and the fakest ID in history. Out in trades this week, we've got All New X-Men Volume 1, Yesterday's X-Men hardcover, premium edition. It's a blast from the past as Professor X's original 5 students, Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Iceman, Angel, and Beast, are plucked from the past and brought into the present. But what they find, the state their future selves are in, and the state of Xavier's dream, is far from the future they dreamed of. How will these young idealistic heroes react when faced with the crushing knowledge of what their future holds? And how will the embittered X-Men of the present day deal with their past coming crashing forward? When the original team comes face to face with their counterparts, it isn't a peaceful meeting, and one of the X-Men will be forever changed. Brian Michael Bendis and Stuart Eminem blaze a new trail for the X-Men, collects All New X-Men number 1 through 5. We've got Astonishing X-Men Volume 11, Weaponized trade paperback. It's the explosive aftermath to the year's most talked about wedding. The X-Men are on the run, and Northstar accepts a deadly assignment. Meanwhile, newlywed Kyle learns the hard way marrying Northstar also meant marrying his family, and in this case, that means the X-Men. Will Kyle and Northstar survive their first married mission? Meanwhile, Susan Hachi reveals her connection to the X-Men. How long can the team survive with her nanobombs circulating through their bloodstreams? As Hachi tech weapons start appearing around the globe and civilians are caught in the crossfire, the X-Men must make a decision. Take down Hachi or save their teammate Karma. Plus, someone is attacking friends and associates of the X-Men, and it's up to Wolverine and his team to stop them. Collects Astonishing X-Men number 52 to 56 and the annual number 1. We've got Avengers Vs X-Men trade paperback. Earth's mightiest heroes and the children of the atom go to war in the ultimate superhero showdown. The world-destroying Phoenix Force is back, and while the Avengers are intent on stopping it, Cyclops and his X-Men have other ideas. To Captain America, the Phoenix threatens doom. To Cyclops, it could mean salvation. Marvel's 2 greatest leaders wage war, with the Phoenix's chosen host, Hope Summers, caught in the middle. How far are both sides willing to go? The answer lies in a battle so big no one world could contain it, and a shocking ending that neither team could have seen coming. Marvel's top writers and artists present a space-faring, world-changing epic, the culmination of a decade's worth of incredible event storytelling. Collects Avengers vs. X-Men 0 to 12 and material from Point 1 number 1. Next, we've got Doom 2099, the complete collection by Warren Ellis trade paperback. The year is 2099. Victor Von Doom, having mysteriously survived from the heroic age of the early 21st century, is risen anew in this technologically advanced future. Having retaken his beloved Latveria from those who had ruled it in his absence, Doom has turned his gaze to America. Once the home of his greatest foes, he sees unrest, he sees disharmony. He knows the struggling nation needs an iron fist to bring it back under control, and he knows just the man for the job. All hail President Doom. Superstar writer Warren Ellis' maniacal overhaul of Dr. Doom's futuristic solo series is collected in 1 volume, featuring technological horror, dystopian despots, and more sheer wrongness than you can shake a gauntlet at. Collects Doom 2099 24 to 39 and material from 2099 The World of Doom. Next, we've got Kick-Ass number 2 trade paperback. David Lazuski has taken a horrifying and exhilarating plunge. Armed with minimal combat training and a pair of batons, he donned a mask and set out to become a real superhero. Kick-Ass, and he succeeded, wildly. Kick-Ass and tween black belt hit girl took on the Mafia, and won. The idea went viral. Suddenly it became fashionable to put on a costume. Everyone wanted to be a superhero. The next logical step for Kick-Ass? Join a superhero team. But Kick-Ass's former ally, Red Mist, thinks heroes are passé. Red Mist will be the world's most notorious supervillain. When he targets Kick-Ass's family, can Kick-Ass stop Red Mist and the team of villains? And when the conflict becomes a massive-scale riot in Times Square, can Kick-Ass survive being a hero? Collects Kick-Ass 2, number 1 through 7. We've got Marvel Masterworks Golden Age Human Torch Volume 1 trade paperback. The Marvel Masterworks proudly presents the debut of the Human Torch, that fiery chart topper of the Golden Age, in his own comic series. Leaping from the pages of Marvel Mystery Comics, the Torch was hotter than hotcakes in 1940, and now you can experience this series from the very beginning, which just so happens to be issue number 2. starting off with the first appearance of the Torch's kid sidekick, Toro the Flaming Kid. Carl Burgos and company present page after page of action and adventure in incomparable 64-page jam-packed issues. See the Torch and Toro fight side by side with Bill Everett's Submariner as he once again terrorizes New York City. Also featuring the adventures of Microman, Mantor the Magician, the Fiery Mask, and the Patriot. Collect Human Torch number 2 through 5A. We've got Marvel Universe vs. the Avengers trade paperback. In Marvel Universe vs. the Punisher, we journeyed through the ruins of our world. In Bram Stoker Award-nominated Marvel Universe vs. Wolverine, we witnessed the fall. Now Marvel presents the war. Some worlds can't be saved, but all worlds can be avenged. Dr. Doom says he can cure the cannibal plague consuming the Marvel Universe, but his price is to become Emperor of the Earth. How far would you go to save the world? That's the question the Avengers must answer, and fast, before they too succumb to the infection. And when Hawkeye finds himself the last man standing, stuck between two impossible evils, who will avenge our world if the battling Bowman falls? Collects Marvel Universe vs. the Avengers number 1 through 4. Next, we've got Mighty Thor by Matt Fraction, Volume 3 trade paperback. The construction of the new city of Asgardia reveals a cave sealed long ago by Odin. When the ever-impulsive Thor smashes the tomb open, he frees the mares, a race thought mythical even by the gods, who begin to prey on his dreams and those of all in Asgardia and Broxton. Elsewhere, the Enchantress takes advantage of Dr. Don Blake's desire to be a god once more to unleash the dread new companion she calls her keep. With only a bookish elf and a tormented goth teen for allies, the Odinson must face his greatest fear in a dream from which he cannot wake. But what price will he, and a repentant Blake, be willing to pay to save the day? And who, or what, is the deconsecrator? Collects the Mighty Thor number 12.1 and 13 through 17. We've got Spider-Man Lizard No Turning Back trade paperback. Spider-Man must contend with the cold-blooded combination of the Lizard and Morbius. One, a rampaging reptile that may have cut the cord with his human host forever. The other, a scientific genius with the vampiric lust for human blood. Morbius has developed a cure for the Lizard, but is there anything left of Dr. Curt Connors to save? Who exhumed the body of Connors' late son Billy? And how can Spidey trust Morbius when every time he turns around, the living vampire is sinking his teeth into yet another victim? The answers come fast and furious in this frightening tale that reminds readers that when it comes to the senses-shattering savagery, no one can stand with the Lizard. Collects Amazing Spider-Man number 688 to 691 and Untold Tales of Spider-Man number 9. And last, we've got Wolverine and the X-Men by Jason Aaron, Volume 3 trade paperback. Avengers vs. X-Men, but where do Wolverine's loyalties lie? The war between the Avengers and X-Men has arrived at the doorstep of Jean Grey's School for Higher Learning. The school's headmaster, Wolverine, seeks to keep the students in his charge out of the fight at all costs. But as both an Avenger and an X-Men, it's difficult for him to remain neutral. As his fellow teachers join the fight, and the Jean Grey School draws the attention of some very powerful intergalactic threats, can Wolverine do what's right for both the school and the Earth? Or will he risk it all by finally choosing a side in the war that's tearing the Marvel Universe apart? Collects Wolverine and the X-Men number 9 through 13. Okay, so that's it for Marvel this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the DC and Indies videos for this week, as well as my featured video with the usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.